they don't like me, I'ma live my life anyway. I ain't fucking with her if she ain't watching anime. You know the finest women in the world, you know they cosplay. Pocket full of money, yeah, yeah, man, I came to play, yeah, yeah. Drop top, yeah, yeah, drop top, yeah, yeah. All summer, yeah, yeah, I won't stop, yeah, yeah. Beat going crazy, it's a whole box.
Okay, so after the murder of Jared Stevens, the mantle of Dr. Fate is passed on to the reincarnated Hector Hall. So, like his parents, Hector is in a reincarnation cycle. He is reincarnated into the body of the son of Hawk and Dove. And almost immediately, he's chosen to be the next Dr. Fate. Immediately after he accepts the role of being the next Dr. Fate, he goes up against Mordru. And immediately after he goes up against Mordru, he beats him and traps him in the amulet. Now, Hawk and Dove were empowered by the Lords of Chaos and Order, respectively. And so that made the new Dr. Fate, just like Jared Stevens, an agent of balance. While acting as Dr. Fate with the Justice Society, Hector realized that he was still missing a piece in his life, and that would have been his wife, Lita. So Hector ends up traveling inside of the amulet of Anubis to basically find his wife in a coma, and he leaves her to go find help in waking her up. He travels to Gem World where he learns about the secrets of Naboo, learning that Naboo is from a different planet and that Mordru is actually a body-hopping magical spirit thing, and that everything in life is just a whole bunch of mess. After leaving Gem World with basically newfound knowledge about Naboo and Mordru and everything else, he decides to take the skull of Lord Ren, who was a man consumed by Mordru, and do a ritual involving the skull to, I guess, summon Mordru. And Naboo really didn't want that to happen because he wanted him to study more of the mysticism and mystical arts. While he was with the Justice Society, he went up against the Injustice Society. And after a meeting with Naboo, he was told that his destiny was to kill Hawk Girl and then in turn be killed by his own father. And he basically told Naboo that, he wasn't going to do that. And he was going to build his own path, basically. So he went back to trying to find and wake up his wife, and it was actually revealed that another spell was cast on her, and that the woman that he was actually trying to wake up was Dawn Granger, or Dove. And then when he rejoined the JSA, he started acting super aggressive to his teammates as well as other enemies, like way more aggressive than normal. And when he was ordered to take off the helmet, it turned out that Mordru found a way to switch with Hector under the helmet. Basically, during a battle of the minds, Hector was able to gather up all of his strength and show Mordru his future, which was full of humiliation and failure, and he was able to trap Mordru in the Rock of Eternity. After it was all said and done, Hector started working out of Salem as Dr. Fate. Very few people knew his identity, but he did interact with people who lived in Salem. While in Salem, he ended up going up against a being called the Curse, somebody who Naboo was not able to defeat completely. And while he was going up against the Curse, he was killed. As he lay dying, however, as the body lay dying, he was being verbally abused by Naboo, who was basically telling him that he is the strongest user outside of Kent Nelson that Naboo has ever had. And essentially, he was pissing Naboo off because Naboo knew that he was just incredibly powerful, and he was holding himself back for some reason. He finally got tired of Naboo talking shit, so he punched Naboo in the face and went back to his body, brought himself back to life, and defeated the Curse on his own, now that he was confident and solidified in his role as Dr. Fate. During an adventure to Kondak, Naboo and Hector clashed again, and Naboo basically took control of Dr. Fate and went up against the JSA because he felt like Black Adam was justified in what he was doing. However, with the help of the Nelsons as well as the other people who had become Dr. Fate at one point in time, they were able to banish Naboo back into the amulet. When they did imprison him, they found out that he was holding Hector's wife hostage in order to manipulate him, and they were reunited. So they both ended up, Lita and Hector both ended up moving to the Tower of Fate and basically living happily until the Spectre went on a rampage to kill/destroy all magic users. They ended up being stranded on a mountaintop, a frozen mountaintop, where he was fighting off demons, and they both ended up freezing to death and joining her son in a place called the Dreaming.